Hello and welcome into 3304 Sports tonight from Cassell Coliseum in Blacksburg, Virginia. It's a presentation of college wrestling between the number 8 Virginia Tech Hokies and the number 9 Ohio State Buckeyes. Welcome in, folks. I'm Aidan Butler. Joined along by me is Ethan Owens and partner. Great one on tap tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely electric here tonight. Two of the top 10 teams in the nation. Not only is this a huge matchup for Virginia Tech and Ohio State, this is a huge matchup for the whole NCAA, as this can really see how the season's going to go for both of the teams. We have 7 ranked wrestlers on each side, 5 ranked matchups tonight, and 2 of them being in the top 10, one of them being at 149 with Bryce Andonian and Sammy Sasso, both juniors. Andonian's ranked 9, Sasso's ranked 2. What can you tell us about that other top 10 matchup at 174?
Oh, yeah, the 174 matchups. Going to be number 6, Ethan Smith, the senior out of Ohio State, placed 5th in the NCAA championship last year. And then at number 4, a guy the Hokies are really happy to have back, former national champion Makai Lewis, of course, made a decent run of it at NCAA championship last year. Unfortunately, was forced to withdraw due to medical reasons. They're happy to have him back.
Yeah, absolutely. They're back happy and healthy to be back in Cassell. I'm sure they're excited to have the fans back after a long drought. I think they said that they're trying to break the attendance record for wrestling tonight. Should be absolutely electric here in Cassell. We'll have the call at 7 o'clock here at Cassell Coliseum.
Hello and welcome back to 3304 Sports. The air is absolutely electric here in Cassell Coliseum from Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm Aidan Butler, joined along by my partner Ethan Owens, and it's an electric one tonight. The number 8 Virginia Tech Hokies taking on the number 9 Ohio State Buckeyes.
Absolutely, it's going to be absolutely electric, like I mentioned in the pregame, and you got all these ranked matchups between these two great teams and great programs as of recently, and you can tell the fans are excited. I mean, this is absolutely electric factory here in Blacksburg today.
And without a doubt, one of the most highly anticipated matchups of the season. And for Virginia Tech, it's their first official match of the year. They've had a couple tournaments, the Southeast Open for one earlier a couple weeks ago, rather recently, but that was more for their freshmen and sophomores to get a chance to compete. This is the first full-fledged match, the first-fledged duel for Virginia Tech on this season. And it's a big one to start off and find out what you're really made of.
Yeah, like you said, this is the first for Virginia Tech. I mean, man, what a start to the season facing Ohio State. I mean, that's a crazy start for them, and hopefully they're coming in here trying to beat a great Ohio State team. And for Ohio State, they're trying to do the same. You know, they're ranked similarly. They're both just trying to start off their season good. Of course, Ohio State already has that one win over UNC, but, I mean, they're both just trying to get off to a great start to the season here, and it's going to be absolutely awesome here today.
To start us off, it's going to be the 125-pound weight class between number 12, redshirt sophomore Sam Latona, who absolutely exploded onto the national scene last year, had a near-fall victory for Virginia Tech, a buzzer beater over the NC State Wolfpack. The final overall score, 17-16. He's got a tough task ahead of him. He's going to be taking on number 14, Malik Heinzelman, a senior from Ohio State.
Should be a good one right here.
And Heinzelman placed 5th at the NCAA championship last year. Sam Latona, likewise, qualified, won an ACC title last year. He placed 6th at the national championship as they get set to go here.
Might I add the ACC Freshman of the Year for Sam Latona last year. Like you said, he burst onto the scene, and, I mean, he just dominated last year. It was a good surprise for Tech, as the future of this program looks very bright with a lot of their young guys looking good, continuing to get good recruits coming in, and it's looking bright for Virginia Tech here.
And Virginia Tech and Ohio State, this is their 17th all-time meeting. Ohio State leads the overall series 13-3. Most recent matchup favoring the Hokies back in 2019. Virginia Tech went into Columbus, Ohio, and upset at the time number 3 Ohio State 21-15. And some of those guys are still here on both squads. So
big
chips on the shoulders
tonight
of both squads tonight as we get set to go here, and we are underway from Cassell Coliseum.
And for the Hokies, Sam Latona.
Both wrestlers trying to currently locked up so far, just to the right of that white VT logo, Virginia Tech. All maroon, white strip down the back singlets. Ohio State, all gray. Red lettering across the front. As almost 30 seconds gone by in round one. Look at Heinzelman trying to go for an attack. Latona had none of it. And both wrestlers just trying to get a feel so far. That's what you're expecting here, and we're going to get a stalemate called. As they get set underway just again. Both locking up. They're going to back off for a second. And partner, did I mention they're locked up already? They're still locked up.
It's been a minute straight now of just...
Two back up, just circling. Looking for that leg was Heinzelman.
A lot of defense so far. They're just locked up.
Great recognition by Latona. Had over 2 minutes gone by in round one of the weight 125 class. Looks like the official leaned in looking for maybe another stalemate, but he'll back off. And speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Second stalemate already.
Minute 15 in, and we've seen nothing so far. A lot of defense. They're just pretty much just locked up together. Like we said, this would be a great matchup, and I mean, they just don't seem to know what to do to each other, honestly.
And Latona was looking for a takedown for a second, but thought better of it. Back off, and they're still locked up. As we approach, we're already under a minute and a half remaining in the first round. And still just trying to get a feel for each other. Latona right shoulder over his right hand over his opponent's shoulder, just still trying to get some leverage, either one of them. And again, maybe somewhat of what we were expecting. This is between number 12 and number 14 in the country.
Yeah, they're pretty close ranked together, and I mean, they're looking, it definitely looks like it. Whoever ranked these guys ranked them right, because they're seem like they're just stripe for stripe with each other right now.
As they're still just locked up and then just circling that white VT logo in the middle of the court here at Cassell Coliseum. Fairly sized crowd today from Blacksburg, Virginia. Small contingent of Ohio State fans making the journey too. Under 30 seconds to go. Still just neither one able to crack an advantage.
The fans want something to happen. They're getting pumped up.
Heinzelman looking to go a little more on the offensive. Latona just trying to avoid getting in a bad position here. Keeps trying to back off. 10 seconds to go, and still not much going on here as they're working their way to the right edge of the mat now, but still far from being out of bounds. 3, 2, 1. And that will do it for round one of the weight 125 class between Sam Latona and Malik Heinzelman. And Heinzelman chooses the bottom to start round two. And Latona looking to avoid getting the escape here. And Heinzelman, great work, will do just that. So it's a 1-0 lead for Heinzelman. 10 seconds gone by in round two. Latona looked like he was going to try to go for the legs there. He's favoring that right leg of Heinzelman so far. Find the two wrestlers locked up again. And again, the number 12, number 14 in the country, we were kind of expecting maybe a bit of a stalemate like this.
This is definitely something that we could have saw coming going into this. It's just
looking for every little advantage. Heinzelman went tumbling for a second, regains his composure. And then just partner more as it goes by, that one escape from Heinzelman starts to loom large as he's trying to go for an attack, gets swung around to face our direction. Latona looking to try and turn defense into offense, but Heinzelman, great defensive effort so far. Great defensive effort so far from both wrestlers. 45 seconds and counting remaining in round two. Latona has his left arm around the midsection of Heinzelman, looking to make something happen here. Trying to get him to the mat. Latona not letting go. Under 30 seconds to go in round two. Heinzelman has Latona's head facing the mat. Latona maybe looking to get the reverse here. If he's playing, he's got 20 seconds to do it. Latona on his feet, immediately goes back down to that right knee. Whistle blows, it's going to be a stalemate called.
I'll tell you, this is so much defense right here. I mean, it's going to play out to be an awesome match in the end, obviously, but not much action off the start.
To get set to go, only 5 seconds to go in round 2. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for round 2.
Guessing Latona's looking for the escape point right here, and then
knotted up at 1 apiece. Not a bad decision.
I'm not sure what will happen after that. I mean, they look so evenly matched. They are going stride for stride with each other. It'd be really interesting to see that last minute if one of them gets more aggressive, something like that. That's, of course, if Latona can get a quick escape. We can't always assume that.
And just before the start, the ref blew it off. Maybe some improper positioning by Heinzelman. Again, that one escape looms large. Trying to stand up was Latona. Heinzelman returns him back to the mat. Latona trying to get on his feet. Heinzelman firmly locked on Latona's midsection, trying to stand, and he does. He's got the escape, and we're tied at 1 apiece. Emphatic reaction from that Hokie crowd. Impressive. We are tied at 1 apiece. 1:35 to go in round 3. Latona has a hold of Heinzelman's shoulders, trying to get him to the ground. Lost him for a sec. Left arm locked around Heinzelman's right shoulder. They work just below that VT center mat logo. 1:15 to go in round 3. 9 seconds of riding time favoring Heinzelman, and we're going to get a draw. Stalemate, from the official. They get set to go right again. 1:10 to go in round 3 in the 125 weight class. Again, Latona exploded onto the national stage last year when he helped the Hokies upset NC State with a buzzer-beating near fall. Ooh, Heinzelman tried to get the reverse. Latona likewise. He's down on the mat. Ref raves it off. Latona is seated, trying to drive him, and it's going to be a takedown for Heinzelman. He leads 3-1, 37 seconds to go. If Latona's going to make something happen, he's got to do it now, trying to get on his feet. 32 seconds to go, 30 seconds. He gets the escape. It's 3-2, Heinzelman. 25 seconds for Latona to take it or tie it. Latona going to be in all-out attack mode here, right to the top. He's going to get awarded 1 there. 13 seconds to go. Latona's got to make something happen. He's got his arms wrapped around the waist of Heinzelman. Looking for it. Be a 2-point takedown for Heinzelman, and that will do it for the 125 class. So number 14, Malik Heinzelman, takes down number 12, Sam Latona, by a decision of 5-2.
That'll give Ohio State an early lead. Obviously exactly what they was looking for coming into this. 3-0 now for the team scores. I mean, man, what a matchup right there.
Yeah, if you love college wrestling, and that was the first one, we ain't done. We got a lot more ahead of us.
We're in for a good day, that's for sure.
So up next, it should be the 133 weight class between number 4, redshirt senior for Virginia Tech, Corbin Myers, and then redshirt senior for Ohio State, Dylan Kuntz. And Corbin Myers, All-American, placed 4th at Nationals last year, lost in the semifinals to eventual national champion Roman Bravo Young. Has a record of 32-12 all-time.
And for the Hokies, Corbin Myers.
And similar story here. Both wrestlers locked early. Kuntz wanted to go for an attack, had none of it. They'll back off and get right back at it. And Kuntz going for that left leg of Myers. Both men back on their feet. Still firmly deadlocked. Almost 30 seconds gone, over 30 seconds, gone by in round 1 here in the 133 weight class. Still deadlocked are the two. Would be big for Kuntz. Kuntz unranked as Meyer has his right leg and lost it. Trying to go right back at it again. Meyer had, the left leg of Kuntz. had a shot at it, but Kuntz did well to break free. Still scoreless here, under 2 minutes to go in round one. Dylan Kuntz, a redshirt senior from Plover, Wisconsin. Overall career is 28-17. As Meyer has his right leg, trying to get on his feet, driving. Kuntz has the upper torso of Meyer, but Meyer, his left leg, trying to get out of it. Rolls over, finds himself in the same position as he was. Meyer refusing, and we're going to get a stalemate.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to make the shot right there. Ohio State just played some good defense right there, and it's a pretty good matchup, even though that Corbin Myers is ranked 4th and Kuntz is not ranked.
Meyer has his left leg, trying to drive. It's going to be a takedown for Meyer.
That's what he was going for last time, but Kuntz just had it blocked, and he got it off right after the stalemate.
Meyer firmly locked around the upper torso of Kuntz, and no sign of letting go. Definitely does not want to cut him loose. 45 seconds to go in round one. Meyer leads at 2-0. Riding time, well up over 30 seconds for Meyer. Make it 37 officially at the time and counting. 23 seconds to go in round one. And Meyer not letting Kuntz get away, not wanting to cut him loose, trying to keep him in bounds as well, takes him down again, pulls him down, and they're going to give that, and Kuntz going to be awarded the escape, so make it 2-1 with 6 seconds to go. The two are deadlocked here, as that will likely end the first round. 2-1, and it will.
The amount of riding time Myers just got, I mean, it's already at 54 seconds after the first round. If this ends up being close, that'll be a huge factor in this matchup.
Meyer's choice defers. Dylan Kuntz chooses the bottom position.
So Meyer had the decision. He'll let Kuntz choose, and Kuntz chooses the bottom.
2-1.
Can tie it up with the escape. Wonder if Meyer will decide to cut him loose or try to keep him there. And just like that, nearly got the reverse. Kuntz keeping himself high enough off the mat to avoid it. And Meyer will cut him loose. Kuntz will get the escape. That will tie it at 2 apiece in round two. Both men back off. Meyer thought about going in for the attack. And see, just probing. As Kuntz on his knees. Kuntz gets back to his feet. Meyer just looking to shoot his shot anywhere. And he has it right there. Nearly had Kuntz in a headlock for a second. Spun himself around. And just nearly had an opportunity there, but just great defense overall by Kuntz.
Definitely good defense right there. I mean, seems like Myers is, he's kind of got the reins, but, I mean, Kuntz is playing good defense and keeping this close.
Still looking, has him, and a takedown for Meyer. Had the left leg of Kuntz and then just whipped it around. So that'll give him a 4-2 lead, 35 seconds remaining in round two. Meyer looks like he's going to try to go for the pin here. And of course, a pin would be an automatic decision. And Meyer over a minute and a half of riding time now. 15 seconds to go. And then Kuntz is going to get called for stalling there. 6 seconds to go in round two. And looks like that's how it's going to stay. Meyer with Kuntz firmly on ground. And that's going to be the end of round two. Meyer with that 4-2 lead.
In my opinion, if you're Meyer, you're trying to get a pin or something right now. You're trying to add more points for the team after that early loss. Of course, Ohio State up right now 3-0 in team points. So I think if you're Meyer, you're trying to get off some more points out of this versus someone that's clearly not as quite as skilled as him.
So Meyer, who deferred at the start of round 2, gets his decision here. Will start on the bottom. Can expand that lead with an escape, as it looks like. Kuntz looking to the sideline, looking for input from his boss, head coach of the Buckeyes, Tom Ryan, in his 15th season as head man of the Buckeyes. Led Ohio State to a national championship back in 2015. 285 wins as head coach of the Buckeyes. Of course, Ohio State already beat UNC last week, 23-12 the final. Instantly on his feet is Meyer, and he's going to get the escape easily. And he's going right back on the attack, trying to pile drive Kuntz into the mat. Meyer, arm locked around the left thigh of Kuntz, trying to make something happen here. Roll under a minute 40 to go in round 3. Stalemate is the call. They go right back at it, and you can tell after being deadlocked for the most part in that first round, Meyer looking to be a lot more aggressive here.
Absolutely looks a lot more aggressive.
As he's got the right leg of Kuntz.
Definitely looks more aggressive right here.
And Kuntz going to get called for stalling, so it's going to be 1 point for Meyer. Leads now 6-2, minute 13 to go in round 3. And we're going to get a stalemate called, as didn't look like anything was going to happen after that. Both wrestlers had a hold of a leg and were refusing to give way. Play resumes, a minute 5 to go in round 3. Locked. Meyer was going for the waist of Kuntz for a second, backs off. 50 seconds to go now in round 3 of the 133 weight class here between the Hokies and the Buckeyes. Meyer looking for something. Kuntz has to do something too. Has his his right leg. Does Meyer. 30 seconds to go. Meyer trying to get on his feet. Kuntz won't allow it. $17 seconds to go. Meyer leads at 6-2. Getting a stalemate called as Kuntz had a hold of Meyer's right leg. Meyer likewise of Kuntz. And he's going right on the offensive again. Has the right leg. Looking to drive him. Has him on the mat. It's going to be a 2-point takedown. 2-1. That'll do it. And the Hokies take the 133 class.
That was dominant right there. Cassell's rocking now.
And Corbin Meyer injecting some juice into this Hokie crowd.
Huge match for the Hokies as they get it back tied up here. No, not tied up. They're up 4-3 now.
As Meyer took that one, final score of 10-2. So that will give Virginia Tech the overall lead of 4-3 over the Buckeyes.
Huge win right there for Virginia Tech, that's for sure.
So the number 4 redshirt senior from Carlisle, Pennsylvania gets the job done for the Hokies. They lead it currently 4-3. Looks like up next will be the 141 weight class between redshirt junior Colin Girardi and redshirt sophomore for the Buckeyes, Dylan D'Amelio. And you, Coach, you talk about how much this would mean, how much this would go towards both squads. Talk about a resume building win for both teams, depending on whoever can pull out the win today. And again, Ohio State maybe still a little chippy after Virginia Tech went into Columbus and took them down 2 years ago when they were ranked 3rd in the country.
It should be huge for the rest of the season. I mean, this will really show, who's rocking at the beginning of the year and who's just got it going. It's just a huge matchup. That's all. That's really all you can say. Is just how big the matchup is with how many ranked people or ranked wrestlers are in this. I don't think it's every day that you have this big of a matchup between two schools.
And again, we'll have the 141 weight class coming up right now between Colin Girardi of the Virginia Tech Hokies. He's coming, but for one of the rare times tonight, partner, we've got an unranked matchup.
Yeah, that's definitely rare tonight. Like we said in the pregame, 7 ranked wrestlers on each side. And yeah, that's definitely surprising that neither of these are ranked. But, I mean, either way, if you're wrestling at Virginia Tech or Ohio State, you're bound to be pretty good. And then tonight, I mean, these matchups between the unranks could be just as big as the ones against the ranked matchups because, I mean, like the last matchup was so dominant for Virginia Tech, but, you know, you get some team points going one way or the other here with 2 wrestlers that are unranked.
And Colin Girardi, a redshirt junior from Powhatan, Virginia. He's coming into this one 19-12 overall in his career. And again, facing Dylan D'Amelio from Curtis, Ohio, the redshirt sophomore of the Buckeyes. He's coming in with a record of 18-9. And while officially unranked, D'Amelio coming in as the preseason number 20 in the 141 by Intermat. Did make it to the NCAA tournament last year. Finished 9th in the Big Ten championship for the Buckeyes.
Girardi was in the 2020 NCAA championship after he placed 5th in the ACC tournament and got that automatic bid from the ACC.
As we get set to go here for the 141 class, the Buckeyes took 125, the Hokies 133. Virginia Tech leading overall thus far 4-3. From the castle, we get set for 141, and we are underway.
141 pounds for Ohio State, and for the Hokies, Colin Girardi.
D'Amelio wasting no time, trying to take a shot at one of the legs of Girardi.
It's looking very different than the other matchup so far, that's for sure.
Well, we saw the 125 between Latona and Heisman. That one was almost a stalemate the whole way through. And the second one, we saw Meyer kind of start to get in a groove, went on the offensive. And this one, polar opposite, both wrestlers trying to get the advantage early on. As D'Amelio went to the mat only briefly, both worked their way back to the center. 2:15 remaining in round 1. Girardi refusing the right arm of D'Amelio. Shoves him off. We'll square each other up again. Takes his shot, does Girardi. Has the right leg of D'Amelio. Has the left leg of D'Amelio trying to get it locked. D'Amelio trying to get back to his feet. Girardi still has that left leg.
Not letting go.
1:40 to go. Both men on their feet. Girardi looked like he wanted to drive him to the mat for a second. Both men back on the ground. Has a leg.
Fans are wanting 2 from that.
Girardi locked around the lower midsection of D'Amelio. D'Amelio nearly had him on his back. And yeah, you can hear the Hokie crowd shouting for they want that 2 takedown.
Ref don't see it, but I mean, the fans, they must know something the ref don't right now, I guess.
Has him on his back, does Girardi. D'Amelio had Girardi on his back, couldn't get positioning to maybe turn that in his favor. Girardi still firmly locked around the right leg as they are drifting, and this is going to be out of bounds likely. Yeah, and it is.
Polar opposite of the 125 right here. You had nothing but lockups right there, but these guys, they're fighting for it, and I mean, it's tough, that's for sure.
As we reset here, 50 seconds remaining in round 1. And Parter, despite still no points on the board for either man, it's been a stark contrast from what we've seen so far. You know what they say, best defense is a good offense. They drift to the left of center mat and reset near the middle. 25 seconds remaining. Girardi looking for his shot, nearly had it, got rejected with the right arm by D'Amelio. 10 seconds to go in round 1. Unless something happens real lightning quick, it's like going to stay deadlocked at 0. 3, 2-1, and that'll do it for round 1 of the 141 weight class.
That was I mean, they both looked like all of these today look pretty evenly matched. I mean, they're both just fighting for it. Like we said, the opposite of the 125, but it should be interesting to see how this one plays out.
So Girardi chooses bottom position to start round 2. And then you wonder if D'Amelio will cut him loose to try and get himself on the board with a takedown, and it looks like he will just do that. He doesn't want Girardi going anywhere. Girardi on his feet. Still got him locked. And nearly a takedown. Still no call. Had the right leg of Girardi. Did D'Amelio. Sent him to the mat, but no call comes. D'Amelio has Girardi on his chest, drifting near the out of bounds, right on the mat where it says Virginia Tech Wrestling. And it looks like Girardi trying to maybe pull him out of bounds, and still just barely his left foot in, and that's going to be out of bounds.
I'm really surprised D'Amelio didn't get the takedown right there. It looked like he definitely close to it.
So reset, 1:16 to go in round 2. We'll reset, does Girardi on the bottom. D'Amelio firmly locked on the torso of Girardi. Girardi gets to his feet again. D'Amelio looking for an angle to take. Tries to fling him back to the mat. Girardi only goes down to a knee. Has him in the air. Does D'Amelio. Girardi plants himself back down. Girardi trying to turn the tide. Has the left leg of D'Amelio. Drifting desperately out of bounds. We haven't had a single out of bounds call until this weight class. D'Amelio has the torso of Girardi. Still just barely in bounds. Only Girardi's 2 feet is what's keeping this one alive. 35 seconds to go. Near a minute and a half of riding time favoring D'Amelio. And it will, just barely, that will be out of bounds. Was waiting for the signal.
Just not letting him up. He don't want to give away that 1 point, and he's going to, if he can keep it locked up, he'll have 2 minutes of riding time.
28.6 to go in round 2. Still scoreless between the two wrestlers, Colin Girardi and Dylan D'Amelio. Girardi on the bottom. We've seen for the 3rd time now. Has Girardi's left leg. Still nothing. Still no call from the officials. Girardi on his chest.
Right there was his opportunity with only 10 seconds
He was not going to let him go. 7 seconds to go. 1:54 of riding time. 5-4. Girardi trying to get to his feet, but nothing doing, as that will end round 2 with 2 minutes of riding time. Even does D'Amelio have.
That's huge right there. Didn't give up the point for the escape, and he also added 2 minutes of riding time. So
D'Amelio will choose the bottom to start, and partner, I don't think Girardi wants to let him go. And breaking free is D'Amelio, so give him the 1 point on the escape. So he leads 1-0, 1:48 to go in round 3. So now Girardi really has to have something. Girardi favoring his shot at D'Amelio's right leg. Has it. Just barely has the upper thigh of D'Amelio. No, doesn't have it. Had it for a split second, then lost it just the same. The two will back off and reset. 1:24 remaining in round 3. Girardi looking for it again. Hit the mat hard. Gets right back up. 1:12 to go. Has the waist of D'Amelio. D'Amelio, the right leg of Girardi. Trying to put some air under it is Girardi. Has the right leg of D'Amelio. Trying to make something happen. He's got under a minute to do it. And Girardi is upside down almost. Has D'Amelio in the air. Officials watching this one closely. It looks like they're going to award 2 points. They're going to award 2 to the takedown to D'Amelio. He leads 3-0 with 33 seconds to go.
I think that could be it right there. With all the riding time, it would be very tough for Girardi to come back at this point.
2:15 on riding time, only 20 seconds remaining. And 15 seconds to go now. D'Amelio, great effort. He's not letting Girardi go anywhere. And that will likely lead to the Buckeyes taking the 141 weight class. And a great effort. Amazing work by D'Amelio as he shuts out Girardi. Final tally, 4-0 is the decision.
That was dominance out of D'Amelio right there. Didn't let him stand up after he had the top and got all the riding time. Then immediately got the escape. I mean, it's just Girardi didn't have anything for D'Amelio, it seemed like right there.
So with that decision, the Buckeyes will pull ahead of Virginia Tech in the score currently 6-4. Been a trade-off of weight classes so far. Ohio State took the 125, Heinzelman over Latona. Likewise, Virginia Tech took 133, Myers over Kuntz. And then Ohio State just took that one, D'Amelio over Girardi. So that will signal on the 149 weight class and another top 10 matchup as number 9, Bryce Andonian Jr. for Virginia Tech taking on the redshirt junior for Ohio State, number 2, Sammy Sosa. And we are underway from the 149 class. Andonian going right to work early, has the right leg of Sosa. Lost it all the same. Sosa has the torso of Andonian, does all near cartwheel there. And they're going to award a takedown there to Sosa, even though Andonian hopped right back up out of it. So 2-0 lead for Sosa. Andonian locked around the lower midsection, and we're going to get a stalemate called. And the Hokies not liking what they've seen.
No, I don't think they like that takedown or like that call right there.
It was just such a bang-bang call.
Yeah, it was quick. I mean, the ref was quick on his feet right there. Seems like he's been more indecisive today, but right there he made a quick call.
So Andonian starts on the bottom, and Sosa's going to cut him loose. So the escape for Andonian. Both wrestlers deadlocked here. 2 minutes remaining in round 1. Andonian looking for an angle. Sosa's got left leg of Andonian. Bit of a trade-off. Andonian has his right. Going to a death roll for a split second. Andonian is on the mat. Looking for the reverse. It's going to be close, and looks like it's going to be a 2-point takedown for Sosa.
It's been quick. He's up 4-1 quick. Only point for Andonian is that escape, and he's definitely looking dominant right here in this first round.
An impressive showing already by number 2 in the country.
You can see why he's up there, that's for sure.
1:10 remaining in round 1. 41 seconds of riding time and counting, favoring the redshirt junior from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Andonian on his feet, trying to break free, and Sosa's cut him loose. Give it another escape for Andonian. 4-2, 50 seconds to go in round 1. Andonian looking to go on the offensive. Both are deadlocked, shove each other off. 36 seconds to go in round 1. And both just looking for something. And Sosa's going to maybe find that here. Has Andonian's left leg. Took his shot. Andonian looking for the reverse. Gets on his back, trying to bridge to get out of it. 13 seconds to go. 12 seconds. And it's going to be another takedown. It is just that. Another takedown for Sammy Sosa. He leads at 6-2 with 10.3 to go.
This was gonna be one of the bigger matchups of the day, but I'm telling you, Ohio State's looking much more dominant right now in this matchup.
So they're going to reset. Ref signal potentially dangerous. Andonian starts on the bottom. Sosa firmly locked around the mid, and I don't understand why. Slams him down! Does Andonian! He gets the 2-point takedown!
As the clock expires.
And wow, dominant start by Sosa. And it looks like they might wave it off.
They might have to go check that one out, see if he got it out in time. They're definitely going to go look at something right here because that was too close to call for me.
Now the ref awarded the takedown to Andonian to give him the 2 right at the end of it as we get a look on the video board here. And Andonian got called for a quick one earlier too. Should it stand, much needed for Andonian, who Sosa was dominating him for much of the first round, but if Andonian can hold on to this takedown here, we'll make it 6-4 going into round 2.
If you're Andonian, you're definitely trying to get something quick in the second round because, I mean, this is a top 10 matchup. And they need, you know, if you're trying to show out, if you're number 9 in the country and you could beat that number 2, you know, that would be huge for him right here.
Andonian hailing from Kirtland, Ohio. And Barney, you and I were talking about that before we got started. You were talking about a fair amount of Tech players on this squad hail from the Buckeye State.
Yeah, when you're looking at this roster, it's obviously Ohio is a big state for high school wrestling, and it's a lot both sides. Obviously Ohio State has people from Ohio, but I noticed that Virginia Tech did too, and that struck out interesting to me. Something I just noticed, they took the takedown off the scoreboard for a second and then added it right back. I think this one's going to be a close call as they're still talking about it. You know, it's been probably over a minute now. It would be interesting to see how that plays because, I mean, 6'2" and 6'4" is huge in this matchup where...
And it looks like, and they will award him the takedown.
Hokies fans are loving that one. And like I was saying, that's huge for him. Keeps it close because, I mean, 4 points, that's a lot.
Ruling on the mat stands. So as we get set for the start of round here, Sosa will take the bottom 2 start. And it looks like as they were getting set to go, they're going to break it off. Not sure why. Maybe a last-second discussion with both coach and staffs.
Looks like he's looking at his hand. Maybe a little blood. Got to fix something up real quick.
Brian, what do you suggest here? Andonian looked like he's getting all he could handle from Sosa in that round 1. Just barely got the takedown. Hopefully, for the Hokies at least, Andonian still got enough in the tank. Andonian doesn't want Sosa to get that escape, remaining firmly locked around his upper torso. Prying, and it looks like, yes, it's going to be the escape for Sosa. Andonian looking for some offense here. Had the torso of Sosa for a split second. Doesn't get it. 1:19 to go in round 2. Sosa leads at 7-4. Sosa did participate when the Hokies took on the Buckeyes back in 2019. Took on Brent Moore, Virginia Tech at the time. Roll under a minute to go in round 2. Sosa has the left leg of Andonian. Andonian has the midsection of Sosa. Andonian has him in favorable position. Legs locked. Andonian refusing to let go. Sosa looking to turn this to his advantage. Both men tied up. Still no signal for a stalemate yet. 20 seconds to go in round 2. And there's your stalemate.
That could have went either way right there. They were both fighting with each other, a lot of hand fighting, and definitely a good call right there to call it stalemate. I don't think anything was going to get done.
Both men start on their feet. 14 seconds to go in round 2. Andonian was looking to go on the offensive. Nothing going. Sosa looking to just ride the rest of round 2 out. Sosa maybe not. Has the left leg of Andonian, and that will end round 2. The only point was the Sosa escape in that round. He leads at 7-4. One more round to go in the weight 149 class. Andonian will take the bottom to start round 3. Andonian, an overall record of 28-10. Placed second in the ACC championship last year. And Andonian quickly on his feet gets the escape to make it 7-5. 150 to go. Andonian's going to have to be aggressive here. Not if Sosa has anything to say about it. Whipped around an exchange of legs for a second. Nearly had him in a headlock. Did Andonian, and Sosa going to get awarded the takedown, 9-5. Under a minute and a half to go in round 3. And a top 10 matchup, number 2 in Sosa, number 9 in Andonian. And drifting out of bounds, still just barely in, trying to break 3, and the 2-point reversal for Andonian just before going out of bounds.
9-7 now, favor of Sasso. I mean, this is playing out to be pretty good, even though Sasso's looked pretty dominant off the start.
And we saw how dominant he was through round 1. The only 2 points Andonian had on the board through that first round was both by escapes.
Yeah, it's looking like, I mean, if you're Andonian right here, how do you play it? Do you try to just let him up quick and get a takedown, or what are you doing right here?
I think you're definitely looking for the, no, he's gonna cut him loose. So make it 10-3 Sasso. He'll lead by 3, make it 10-7. Andonian going right at the left leg.
Got to do something quick.
He does. 55 seconds to go in round 3. And Andonian had Sosa's leg for a second, did Andonian. 46 seconds to go. Again, the lead 10-7 in favor of Sosa. Shoving, and it's going to be out of bounds. Sosa just driving Andonian towards that ACC logo at the top of the mat.
Andonian's going to need something real quick with only 35 seconds here left in the round.
Keep in mind, did beat the buzzer during the first period to get a takedown, make it 6-4. Sosa nearly had Andonian a headlock, backs off, 20 seconds to go. Andonian's got to make something happen and soon. 15 seconds to go, has his left leg, and lost it. Nifty opportunity there. Has him to the mat, flips. Sosa looking for get another takedown on the board, doesn't get it. 1 second remaining, and that'll do it.
Great matchup right there. I mean, Sasso's ranked number 2 in the country. Andonian gave him a good fight, but I mean, he's ranked number 2 for a reason, and he just gave Ohio State some more team points as they are now up 5, 9-4.
10-7 victory over Andonian. Yes, we'll push the Buckeye lead 9-4 over the Hokies. Really, as it stands, and Virginia Tech, no rest for the weary. They'll be right back in Cassell tomorrow afternoon to face Grambling State.
Yeah, they'll have Gardner-Webb tomorrow at 1. And that should be a good matchup, too, especially coming off this here tonight. We'll have to see what's going on.
And, of course, Ohio State, again, with today, they'd moved to 2-0 on the season, already coming in 1-0 on the season after defeating UNC on Sunday, November 7th, 23-12. After tonight, they're off until Tuesday, November 23rd. They'll take on Notre Dame College in Columbus, Ohio. as we move to the 157 weight class. On the 157 class for Virginia Tech, it will be redshirt sophomore and ranked number 29 in the country, Conor Brady. He'll be taking on the sophomore Bryce Hebner for Ohio State.
If Virginia Tech plans on winning today, this is one of the matches they're going to have to take. A ranked number 29, Conor Brady, versus unranked Bryce Hebner. Though this is one they're going to have to take if they plan on winning today's overall matchup.
Bryce Hebner, again a true sophomore from St. Edward, Avon, Ohio. Excuse me, St. Edward High School in Avon, Ohio. Not a whole lot of playing time thus far. Again, sophomore, only played 4 total matches in 2020. Did go 3-1 in that span. Meanwhile, Conor Brady, redshirt sophomore out of Powell, Ohio, another Ohioan for the Hokies. 8-7 on his career, qualified for the NCAA last year, placed 3rd at the ACC Championships. As we get set to go here, again, Ohio State, led by head coach Tom Ryan, his 15th year. And the Virginia Tech Hokies led by Tony Roby in his 5th year as head coach of the Hokies, but he's been around this Hokies program since 2006.
It's always what you're looking for a wrestling coach, or of course any coach, someone that will be here for the long run. I mean, as Hokie fans know, having Beamer for a long time, you're just always looking for that guy that's been around forever, bringing the good recruits in, and we know that he's certainly doing that here in Virginia Tech.
As we get set to go here between Brady and Hebner in the 157 weight class. To square off, Brady to our left, Hebner to our right.
157 pounds for Ohio State, Bryce Hebner. And for the Hokies, Conor Brady.
Still deadlocked, both wrestlers looking for an angle. Square each other up, do a full 160 around that VT logo. 20 seconds gone by in round 1 of the 157 weight class. Looking for that right leg, and slamming him to the mat violently does Brady to Hebner.
Violent was the correct word for that. That was a slam right there.
Looking for positioning. Hebner has Brady locked around over the right half of his body almost entirely. The Hokie faithful wanted maybe a takedown there. They don't get it. 205. And it's going to be a stalemate called, and Hokie Nation not going to like that.
Yeah, they're hating that call right there. They thought that he had to take down. Refs are discussing something right here.
As the 2 reset, 2:04 to go in round 1. And you can just see Brady coming out fast, quick, and in a hurry.
Yeah, that was a huge slam. No points awarded, though, so it's still at the 0-0.
And just barely under halfway through this duel between the Hokies and the Buckeyes. A bit of a must-have match if you're Virginia Tech.
Yeah, for sure. Like I mentioned before this match, they need to do something quick. I mean, you get down more, it'd be very tough to come back against this awesome Ohio State team.
Under a minute and a half to go, we roll. Fairly neutral for the past minute between these two. And Conor Brady, overall record of 8-7, the redshirt sophomore coming into tonight. So 2 guys, both relatively young when compared with the rest of the starters tonight.
I would say Virginia Tech overall is pretty young. It's definitely bright they got a bright future for them.
A lot of big-time recruits coming in as Brady with the takedown. But then great reaction by Hebner, rolls right out of it to get the escape. So it's 2-1 Brady.
Tech fans got what they wanted right there. as soon as he threw him down, they were already begging for that tube because they definitely thought that he should have had it earlier, and he got it that time.
It's just night and day. Like, from what we saw through the first minute, deadlocked, relatively methodical, and then just bang, bang. You get the 2-point takedown, but then right back at you, says Hebner with the escape.
It's like they're resting up a little bit, and then they're just exerting all their energy at once, and then they'll cool down a little bit. So I would expect not much out of the rest of this round, but maybe at the beginning of the second round, something crazy go on again.
As we move under 10 seconds to go, like you said, partner, not likely much to happen here. Just the both of them deadlocked at center mat, and that'll do it for round one. The lone takedown by Brady gives him a 2-1 advantage over Hebner.
Hebner's choice at first. Brady chooses the bottom position. At the beginning of the second period, Conor Brady leads Bryce Hebner 2-1.
As he gets set to go here. And Hebner is airborne right on the shoulders. He's completely upside down as we get a stalemate.
Had the headlock with his legs, just holding on for dear life right there, that's for sure.
Hebner, back-to-back titles as a sophomore and junior in high school. Was a state runner-up as a freshman. As Conor Brady starting out on the bottom here. Number 29 in the country, Hebner unranked. Brady trying to slip free on his feet. Just trying to get his head locked, and he's going to get the escape. Make it a 3-1 advantage with 1:26 to go in round two. As the two get rolling again. 1:10 to go in round two. Both go down to a knee for a second. And partner, you can just tell how much it means to both these teams. They've just come out and showed out so far today.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're Virginia Tech, you're dreaming about this all off season. You got that marked on the calendar. You're waking up every morning. You're going to practice to face Ohio State.
Well, I'd say the same for Ohio State. Speaking of, as Brady has the left leg of Hebner looking to roll out of it. Both wrestlers on the mat. 30 seconds to go in round two. Hokie crowd wanted a takedown there. Good call by the official. Not quite yet. And they're going to blow it off, and they're going to say dangerous move.
Fans are not happy about that one. I'm sure you're hearing them through the mic right now. They're booing so much.
Brady had Hebner's left leg in the air and looked like he had maybe a right leg or arm around his head. As we go under 10 seconds to go in round two. 27 seconds of riding time favoring Hebner currently. 3, 2, 1, and that will do it for round two. Brady with a 3-1 lead.
There's been some close calls on this one. Of course, the fans are upset, but I think it's just wrestling's nature is that, there's just always something that's going to be close, something that they're disagreeing with. But I'd say more than any other sport, you're going to have fans upset about a call you make, but obviously he's the professional, the fans are not, and he's making some great calls to make this a close matchup right now.
And again, this is a top 10 matchup. That means so much for both these teams and the college wrestling world as a whole. So you want to be 100% sure you get it right.
Absolutely. He's letting them play. You'd say in other sports, they're letting them play.
So Hebner chooses the bottom position. You wonder, Brady's been so aggressive. If he tries to cut him loose or just lets him go, has him in the air, tries to get him on the ground, gets right back up, does Hebner. And it just drifts out of bounds. Only 10 seconds gone by in round three. Brady with the 3-1 lead. Hebner again resets on the bottom. Is just somersaults out of it for the escape. Nifty move by Hebner. Athletic move at that, and it's going to be a 3-2 lead now for Brady off the two escapes from Hebner.
This will be real interesting, the last minute 30 right here. A takedown for any one of them could not seal the match, but it would be huge.
Hebner looking to take his shot.
Obviously, you're Brady. You're just trying to defend, and Hebner's going to have to try to make something happen here in this last minute 15.
Brady has the whole upper torso in a lock. Minute 10 to go in round 3. Lets him go, cuts him loose. 1:05 to go in round 3. Still a 3-2 lead. Brady looking to go on the attack. And favoring that right shoulder of Hebner. 50 seconds to go in round 3. They get right back at it. That's center Matt.
Hebner's going to have to get after it, that's for sure. He's going to have to make something happen. It's that simple. Under 40 seconds left.
And you can hear the gas from the Hokie crowd. Brady nearly had great positioning on Hebner, but the wise move by Hebner to slip away.
Besides that second match of the day, every match has came down to the last 30 seconds or so, and as does this one, and it's been great so far.
20 seconds to go in round 3. Hebner looking to take down number 29 in the country. He's got 10 seconds to do so if he wants it. Brady looking like he's just going to keep him locked up, and they're going to call stalemate. They'll reset for the final 6.8 seconds of round 3. Hebner going right at it, and he has to. 3, 2, 1, and the 157 belongs to the Hokies.
They'll cover some ground. Tech will be back. Down only 2 now, and that's just a huge match. That was an awesome matchup, honestly.
And with the decision, Virginia Tech, 3 team points. They trail Ohio State 9-7 now off the 3-2 decision of Brady over Hebner.
Yeah, that was a great first half of wrestling right here as the score's 9-7 halfway through the day.
Man, are you not entertained? This has been as good as advertised.
Yeah, this has been awesome, that's for sure. Switch it up
Yep.
every other one. All right.
So
And
we are halfway through today's duel between the Ohio State Buckeyes coming into Cassell Coliseum, ranked number 9 in the country, taking on the Virginia Tech Hokies, ranked number 8 in the country. And as we do, as is our practice here with 3304 Sports, partner Ethan Owens, you'll have play-by-play for the rest of the night.
Absolutely. This will end up being awesome. It's 9-7 right now, halfway through the night. I mean, we got some awesome matchups coming up, and right now we have the 165 between Clayton Uri of Virginia Tech and Carson Kachala. Is that how you say that?
I believe it's Karshla, partner.
Karshla. Thanks for the correction. That's what I was looking for. Both of them sophomores for Ohio State. Karshla is ranked 10th. Now Virginia Tech is looking to get a huge upset right here so they can maybe take the lead back in this matchup today.
And again, early, unranked. What an upset that would be over Karshla.
Yeah, that would be huge. That would be huge. Because I don't think we've seen an upset today. Good as time as any if you're Virginia Tech, and if you're Ohio State, you're obviously looking. This is one of them that's, you're probably looking as a win for them. If you're a Ohio State fan, you're looking for that. And they would put them back up to, up 5 points versus Tech.
And Karshla for Ohio State kicked off the season in fine style against UNC with a 10-2 victory over Sonny Santiago of UNC. Gave Ohio State an early 4-0 lead, and the Buckeyes didn't look back.
Yeah, he's probably looking to do the same thing tonight. Last year, Early went 6-1 as a true freshman, and Karshla, he went 16-0 last year, but it was unattached. So he is 5-0 this year, and that's 5-0 on the career.
2 young guys, but definitely 2 guys ready to etch their names into the college wrestling world.
Of course,
in what has been an already big matchup today.
And of course, last year you would have had Makai Lewis here at 165, but he's bumped up this year. So it's interesting to see, the guy that's coming in after him. Maybe Makai, him and Makai's facing off some, and he's worthy of that spot, of that starting spot on the team. Because obviously, they had wrestle-offs earlier in the season here in Cassell, and something made him worthy of this spot. So hopefully he can keep it interesting here against Ohio State. Karshla.
And Karshla, early, wasn't around the Hokie program yet, and Karshla did not participate when the 2 teams met back in 2019. And the energy is palpable here, partner.
It is, absolutely. I would imagine if it wasn't, the Thanksgiving weekend, a lot of students will be here too. But we are underway here at the 165. as they are starting off aggressive, going back and forth. Karshla trying to make some moves. He's under early right now as they back off. Both of them just down, trying to get something.
And again, you're going to hear that a lot. These are, again, both teams, a lot to play for. And the ref signals potentially dangerous move on Karshla, so they'll reset here. I mean, sound like broken records, partner, but it's part of what wrestling is finding the weak spot, finding what works, and sticking with it.
It's absolutely a defensive sport, I would say, as we've seen that all day today. It's been nothing crazy. You know, sometimes you'll watch like high school wrestling or something, and it's just absolutely dominant. But these, when they're all on these programs, top of the nation for a reason. Because I mean, it's just all defense, going back and forth. Is exactly what we're seeing right now. Is no one's really, you know, they're just locked up, not really be able to make a play because both the guys are so good.
You know, Ohio State, national champions back in 2015. Overall, team national champions back in 2015. Virginia Tech, their lone national champion, Makai Lewis, back in 2019. The Hokies still looking for that next step that can help them get past the likes of Penn State and Missouri at that national level.
Karsla's got Yurley's right leg up, and he's trying to send him down. He's got him down on the mat, and that'll award 2 for Karshla as he just got his legs and threw him down, and now he is riding early.
Again, just like the matches have kind of evolved, the officiating's evolved a little bit. Like we saw in those first few matches, you can go almost the entire round just to get a takedown. Now they're coming lightning quick, bang, bang.
Yeah, that was something that earlier that made, you know, something similar like that might have not have been called, but right now that was a quick takedown. I definitely, what I've seen out of these refs today, I wasn't expecting that to be 2, but it was, and Ohio State would have that 2-0 lead. 1:20 left in the first round, and he'll just let early ride up. It'll be 2-1 now. Karshla must be wanting to be a little offensive with this since he just let Olray ride up.
And Olray, resident of Granville, Pennsylvania, 3-time state place winner during high school. Karshla was named Wrestler of the Year by Intermat back in 2018. He was back-to-back Ohio high school champion.
Karsla's taking another shot. They're both on the ground. Early, kind of on top, they're both just hanging on, really. Kind of the same thing he's doing up in the air, but on the ground now. As Karsla's pushing Early back, the ref still says it's nothing going on. And that'll be 2 for Karshla, as Early just couldn't take it anymore. He had to lay back, and now Karshla will be up 4-1.
All right, going to be looking just to get the escape here with under 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, he's going to need that for sure, and Karshla ain't going to give it to him this time, that's for sure. He's fighting him back to the ground, getting that riding time, and so we'll have 5 seconds remaining here. 3, 2, 1. And Karshla will take a 4-1 lead on Early into the second round.
Yeah, how about a start to this match for Karshla?
I mean, that's something you kind of expected. I mean, he's ranked. Early's not. I know that's not everything. Like I said earlier, they're both on these great programs, but obviously Karsla's got something going on that Early doesn't, and it's been seen so far as Early will take the top, or Early on the bottom, Karshla on the top, as Early was definitely trying to get that quick escape. Karshla not letting it happen. Going to ride that riding time up a little bit right here.
And currently at 55 seconds, and like we saw earlier in the 141 weight class, that can prove crucial.
Absolutely. It's above a minute. That would be a point right now as he lets him go after he got that riding time up to 105. It'll be 4-2 now. If you're Early right here, you're definitely trying to get a takedown, get that tied back up. But Karsla's just not letting it happen. Every time Early takes a shot, he defends. It seems like whenever Karshla wants to take a shot, it happens, you know?
Yeah, I've been watching this match. Karshla just out some of the best defense we've seen from a Buckeye all day.
Yeah, he's definitely a defender, and then as soon as he goes on the offense, he's getting what he wants. And like I said, this is definitely one of the matchups where you're trying to get a lot of team points, so they're locked up right now. Not a lot going on ever since Early got the escape. So go back to center mat. Takes a shot, but they just break right back up again, and they're at center mat, just matched up. Early's trying to get something. A lot of hand fighting going on.
And again, like that's been the theme of the night, has been mostly just, oh, never mind.
Early grabs his legs. Karsla, he's on top, trying to get another takedown right here. And they're going to call that stalemate with 8 seconds remaining.
Well, as I was saying, if you're not familiar with wrestling, depending on what the matchup is, you're going to get a lot of this, just primarily just stalling, trying to find that correct angle. And again, it's 8 versus 9. It's an unstoppable force, meaning an immovable object.
And that's exactly what we've seen today. Between all these matchups, we've had top 10 ranked matchups, we've had other ranked matchups, we've had unranked matchups. It's just these guys, I mean, you got to just think they're just built different if you're going to a school that's like this big in wrestling, because obviously there's not, it's not football. Not every school is big in wrestling, and, they just play it different around here.
As we get set for round 3. Again, the riding time still favoring Karsla by a minute 5.
Early will take that under a minute, so there goes the point for Karsla as he is trying to just ride out Karsla right here.
I feel like if you're Ursay, you're going to be looking for a takedown here.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to let him go. Yeah, as he does. Lets him go. Karsla gets the point, now leading 5-2. And if you're Early, you're going to have to try to do something quick. And if you're Karsla, I think he's just going to keep on playing great defense. I don't think he has a reason to try to make a move anymore.
Ohio State under a minute and a half from taking a 12-17 lead over Tech.
They're just locked up right now. I think Karsla's just, like I said, he's just trying to ride it out and get that lead for his team. As most people wouldn't expect, this is very much a team sport. In a matchup like this, I kind of figured Karsla would come in here and try to win.
Be a little more aggressive, you say.
Yeah, you win like a major decision or something, get your team up big, and maybe Virginia Tech can't come back down by that. But it seems like this will just be a decision at the end of this, if it plays out as we expect.
We've only seen one major decision today, and it was in favor of the Hokies during the 133 weight class.
Karsla has Early's leg down on the ground. Early's now getting on top, trying to make a move. I don't think he's going to move him, though. That dude's a brute. He's trying to do anything to get the points.
And another stalemate.
Stalemate with 32 seconds left. Wrestling, like we were saying, is very much a team sport. You're trying to get the points for your team, trying to win the matchup on the day, and, of course, you're trying to do great as yourself. And, I mean, Karsla just came in here trying to – he's obviously a defender, and he's doing just that. As I would assume he would just defend for the last 20-some seconds here, as he's just blocking every shot that Early has for him.
Yeah, Karsla. Again, we talked about that just mere minutes ago. Karsla, I think, is possibly the best defense we've seen all day.
Yeah, he's something. Look, he's a brute. He's a brute, and it's working out. There will be 3 seconds left. 2, 1. And Ohio State will take a pivotal matchup, the 6th matchup of the day, with Carson Karsla taking a 5-2 win over Clayton Early.
And that pushes the overall advantage for Ohio State 12-7. And now
it's on now.
Wow.
Like we thought that other ranked matchup earlier
This is
would be
the
good.
partner that this is what you call a headlining act.
Now, whenever we was prepping for this game, whenever I looked at this one, I just say, "Holy cow! Holy cow! You can't believe this. This one's going down." Of course, 174 Makai Lewis, 174 Ethan Smith for Ohio State.
Number 4 versus number 6.
Redshirt junior Makai Lewis, redshirt senior for Ethan Smith, as they will start here. Of course, Makai took the red shirt.
The Olympic red shirt, and unfortunately for him, just Just an unlucky situation. Olympics, that never happened.
Yeah, between COVID and him getting injured and everything, obviously he's coming back tonight, back to Cassell after no fans last year, and he wants to put on a show. As Ethan Smith, ranked number 6, 59-30 on his career, he's trying to take down the 2019 national champion.
And of course, Lewis had a shot at potentially another national champion last season, but was forced to medically withdraw.
After that injury versus Pitt, he just never could come back, having to withdraw in the ACC and the national. It really hurt to watch such a good wrestler have to go down like that. But he's coming back this year as a junior, and he wants it. He wants it, that's for sure. And that one of the big things is going to have to prove that you can beat those top guys. As Ethan Smith, ranked number 6, he's qualified for the nationals in 19, 20, and 21. Placed 5th last year and 2nd in the Big Ten. As they've just been locked up for the whole first minute. Hasn't been much to say about the action, but I could talk all day about these guys.
I'm going to say it again. Unstoppable force meets immovable object.
And I think that this matchup right here is going to be, that's going to be the, that's where you're going to see it the most, because this is just awesome.
Yeah, top 6 matchup as part of a top 10 duel. You can just feel the energy, the raw emotion.
So Makai goes for a shot. The fans are wanting 2, and he will get it. It'll be 2-0 for Lewis as Smith is trying to escape.
And Makai not letting him get away.
He is not. He's going to run up that riding time. We got a minute left in the round. And I would say Makai's a fan favorite around here, obviously winning the Hokies' first national championship for wrestling individually. They're still.
And the Buckeyes want the takedown. They're going to get it.
Got the reversal, 2-2 now, as Makai will look to get the escape right here and take a 3-2 lead, and he will. 3-2 lead for Makai Lewis with 37 seconds left in the round. And that was just like, they're just going back and forth, and all of a sudden, it's just action.
A lot of firepower on that mat right now, partner.
I'll tell you, one of the best stats I saw whenever I was prepping for this, Ethan Smith in high school once won 83 matches in a row. Dominant. And you can see why he's on that such great Ohio State team.
And Smith placed 5th at the NCAA championship last season. Also in the finals of the Big Ten champ, finished 2nd in the Big Ten championship as that ends round 1.
Round 1's over. What are you thinking about this matchup so far?
Good as advertised, I'd say. And Smith also 8-4 against top 25 opponents last season.
That's a good tidbit right there. He's looking to obviously get a win right here, as he will start on the bottom, and he gets the quick escape as Makai just kind of let him up. It'll be 3-3 now.
Ethan Smith won the decision 5-4 over, at the time, number 4 David McFadden of Virginia Tech back in 2019 when these two squads met.
They're all locked up. Not really making anything, just seeing what they can get. Makai takes a shot. He's dragging him to the ground, and the ref does not award any points as he does not believe he has full control yet.
No, and I like that call. It was a very quick move by Makai Lewis. Smith didn't let him keep him down there for long.
They're both on the ground now as a stalemate will be called. Almost points for Lewis, but Smith gets, the kind of the quick move that doesn't allow him to get any points against him, as they'll be back up at the center of the mat now, facing off again. Smith takes a shot, but Makai was quick with it, got away.
Makai Lewis, only 4 losses on his career, 38-4 overall, the redshirt junior out of Bound Brook, New Jersey.
And I would assume a couple of those came last year with those injuries, with the injury that he had. He never would give up on the season. He kept coming back. That's Makai. Throwing each other around a little bit. Makai tried to get some points but never could get the takedown. Good defense there by Smith. So they're all locked up again with 17 seconds left in the round. Only 20 seconds for riding time in the favor of Lewis. As Smith will try to get Makai, and Makai will just try to go out of bounds, but he will not. He's still in. He's got a hold of his right foot as he is almost in the full splits. And wow, Smith almost had him. He was very close to having him right there. Had Makai in like the full splits. And no points awarded. It'll be 3-3 heading into this final round. And this hyped up matchup at 175.
Looks like Makai will take bottom to start. Definitely be looking to. Wonder if he'll be looking more so for a revert. No, never mind.
Switch it up. They're starting back at the top. So they all knotted up. Makai got the point for an escape, I'm assuming.
Guessing that was a decision there by Smith to just let him up.
Probably smart.
Probably a strategic decision, looking for a takedown. Ooh! Makai Lewis.
Quick. He is quick.
Did a little jump there.
And that's what you see. Smith's been going for that leg, and Lewis is not letting him have it every time he's escaping. Lewis will have a 4-3 lead here with a minute 20 left, and it'll be very interesting to see what the number 6 man in the country can do with Ethan Smith to try to take down the number 4, the dominant Makai Lewis, as he is on his comeback season right now.
Of course, Makai Lewis helping Virginia Tech to an ACC championship back in 2018.
Regular season ACC championship is last year as well. As Makai takes him down, and he will be awarded 2 points. 6-3, dominant lead, 50 seconds remaining, and I would assume Makai would just try to ride this out. Obviously, if you're Smith,
wonder if he's trying, and he is going to try to get out of bounds.
Yeah,
Makai Lewis's right foot is what's keeping him in.
He's just trying to inch out of bounds as he is in trouble. Makai's just staying, and he will get out of bounds.
There's your out of bounds.
31 seconds left. They will set back up.
Oh,
and they are yelling in each other's face right now. Makai is hyped. Ethan Smith didn't want none of it.
Wow,
as they will bark a little bit at each other.
Tell you what, partner, I watched a fair bit of wrestling, but I ain't never seen that.
I don't believe I have either. And that shows you how big this is.
And what it means for both wrestlers. And
the crowd is ecstatic now after Lewis just did that to Smith. As there is 26 seconds left. Lewis is just going to try to ride him out. He's still riding him. And Smith will get the escape point. He will be down 2 with 15 seconds left. He's going to make something happen quick.
And Lewis nearly had another takedown there.
7 seconds left. He's going to make something happen. Lewis is playing great defense. He's got him on the ground, and that will be it. 3, 2, 1. And what a matchup right there as Lewis will take the 6-4 lead after some round 3 drama. Lewis is hyped. Cassell is hyped. And that's what we came for, is that matchup right there, and it lived up to the hype, that's for sure.
And with that decision, Virginia Tech back in it. Team score, Ohio State 12, Virginia Tech 10. And after Ohio State took that last decision, man, is that huge, both for momentum and talk about making an electrifying return for Makai Lewis.
Now you're talking about momentum. I think that's everything. Like, these fans are going now. You have your next guy up, Hunter Bolin. He's ranked 9th. He wants to keep that going, take that lead back for Tech. And it is electric here now in Cassell.
And he'll be taking on number 21 for Ohio State, Rocky Jordan. You got a guy named Rocky wrestling.
He was born for this. Ranked number 21 in the nation. He qualified for the NCAA in 20 and 21, 39, 20, 20 on his career. However, unlike most people today, he is 2-3 on the year. It seems like most of the people this year, they're mainly undefeated, having some, easy, not necessarily easy, but some easier tournaments to begin the year. As for Bolin, he's 58-17 on his career, 5-0 this year.
And looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a pause real quick, but both guys played the last time. The last time Virginia Tech and Ohio State met. Hunter Bolin in the 184 class defeated Zach Steiner for Ohio State in an 8-1 decision. And meanwhile, Rocky Jordan fell to Virginia Tech's Cody Hughes in a 7-2 decision. Rocky Jordan was unranked at the time, however.
It is obviously one of the ones that helped upset Ohio State. For Hunter Bolin, I mean, he's 2018 ACC Freshman of the Year. That's 2 ACC Freshmen of the Year Virginia Tech has on their team. ACC champion last year. He's qualified for the national championship 3 times. All-American twice. Placed 7th last year. Won 3 VHSL state championships for our local Christiansburg team here.
And Hunter Bolin, 184 win last time. Rocky Jordan was 174 the last time Virginia Tech and Ohio State squared off.
Bolin, hometown boy, like I said, from Christiansburg, just right down the road from Blacksburg.
And then Rocky Jordan, earlier this year against UNC, took down Tar Heels' Clay Lott, who was ranked number 17 in the country, in a 4-1 decision.
He's looking for another little upset right here. I mean, if you're Ohio State, this is a win you need pretty big. Or not need, but that would put you up even bigger.
A decision here for Tech would take the lead in overall team points.
And it would put Ohio State up 5, which would be huge, of course. Especially nearing the end with only 3 matches remaining tonight here in Blacksburg.
We still got 3 matches left?
Yes, sir, we do.
Now, I'm saying that as a good thing. You may listen back. You may listen to that and say, nah, I'm loving what I see.
I'm loving what I'm watching. I wish there was 30 matches tonight. This has been electric as this one is underway. Like I said, the fans, the momentum's going Tech's way now in this home stadium. I mean, Virginia Tech's obviously a big wrestling school, and the fans showed out, and they're pumped. They're pumped for this.
There's been a lot of it may sound a little biased here, but partner, you and I do go to school in the area, so been a lot of hype surrounding this matchup this week.
Oh,
Virginia Tech was looking to pack the stands for this matchup, and it looks like they've done so.
They have for sure. This is something, but outside of football, basketball, occasionally baseball, depending on who you're playing, wrestling's big around here. It's just how it is in Virginia overall, with some great teams in Virginia feeding programs like this.
And especially as of late, you look at the Raptors, Virginia Tech, ACC champions 2013, 2014, 2017, 2018. They've been pretty dominant as of recently. And the ACC, both the ACC and the Big Ten are without a doubt probably the 2 best conferences in the country when it comes to wrestling.
Absolutely. I would probably put the Big Ten over the ACC, but I mean, this is just great. 2 great teams at an out-of-conference matchup. We are lucky to get to watch this today.
It's difficult to describe the feeling. It's just it means so much.
Yes.
For the wrestlers, the schools, and just the sport as a whole, this is such an amazing matchup.
As the listeners may have noticed, I mean, we just kind of talked for 2 minutes here. Nothing's been going on.
I haven't exactly that much on the mat to talk about, unless you want to hear us talk about how 2 wrestlers are locked up for the 100th time tonight.
We've already heard of a lot of that today. Of course, we're just trying to get some commentary out there. As Bolin will get the 2 points, it's a takedown, and he will have a Rocky Jordan down on the ground.
I tell you what, I wonder if they heard us.
They heard. They ain't doing anything, and they went for something quick. He will just ride him now. Been riding him for 20 seconds now.
Not a bad decision at all to try and build up that riding time.
As that will come crucial. I mean, a lot of matches I watched last year came down to the riding time at the end. Like, you think you have the win, then look, the dude rode you for a minute. He gets that point,
and they're going to call a potentially dangerous move on Jordan, so we'll reset.
Of course, Bolin's still on top with 24 seconds remaining in this round. He's got 39 seconds of riding time ever since that takedown.
And with how well that riding time went, I think if you're bowling, you try to keep him there. You don't give him the escape here.
Oh, absolutely. You're trying to ride him out for the rest of the round, get it over a minute, and then you're definitely not trying to give up that escape. As these guys, as everyone else has looked evenly matched. Everyone's looked so good. I mean, I would argue that maybe that 33 matchup wasn't, maybe more one-sided, but everything else came down to the end, and it's been absolutely awesome here today as this round will run out of time with Bolin up 2-0, 1:03 of riding time, which I think is the big part of that. As Jordan looked like once he got down, he didn't know what to do. I mean, obviously they're both big guys, but Bolin, he's looking pretty big. Jordan just didn't have anything to escape. As Jordan will start on the bottom once again. I would assume Bolin will just keep trying to ride up that time, and it looks like he will.
Deferred the decision there.
He wants all the riding time he can get, I assume. Because once you get up that near, 1 minute 30, minute 40, it's hard to get that point back. As the fans want stalling here, because they don't think Jordan's doing anything. The fans really want stalling here.
Bolin maybe looking to get that pin with the shoulder of Jordan.
He's trying to make a move on him, trying to flip him over. He's trying. Jordan's doing nothing. They want it. And that'll be a point for stalling against Rocky Jordan. That'll give Bolin a 3-0 lead. I think that was well awarded. Jordan's not very good on the bottom, it doesn't look like.
First stalling call we've had all night.
Yes, that's a rule I almost forgot about. All these teams have been so defensive that this guy just didn't know what to do, it seems like. So he's still riding him. His ride time's up to 2 minutes, 11 seconds now as we're halfway through this round and nothing's happened, literally. Stalling call. Bolin's just dominant on the top. He's just not letting him have anything Jordan wants to do.
This whole matchup has just been Bolin on top of Jordan.
Bolin's just saying no. Everything that Jordan wants, Bolin says no. As he's trying to flip him over with 26 seconds left. Another stalling call. 4-0. Bolin up.
If Bolin holds his ground, it's going to be 3 minutes of riding time.
And, I mean, man, that would be huge as you're looking for a major decision or something for the points. And they just still – I mean, Jordan just don't know what to do right now. Bolin is dominant as this time will run out, 3-2-1.
And Bolin trying to get him on that shoulder, looking for the takedown.
As Bolin –
looking for the pin, excuse me.
Has a 4-0 lead heading into this third round. Got 3 minutes of riding time. They're starting upwards against each other.
Yeah, Bolin chooses neutral. I wonder if partner, just like you were talking about, looking for the major decision, get a few more points if that's what he's looking for with another takedown here.
If he gets another takedown, it should be a major, especially with that 3 minutes of riding time. But Jordan, I mean, that could come back and bite you. Obviously, Jordan, he's ranked 21 for a reason. Obviously he has some offense because he couldn't do nothing on the bottom. The momentum's going in here. Let's go Hokies chance. I'm sure Bolin's loving this right now because he has dominated this match.
The redshirt senior out of Floyd, Virginia, a guy that's been around the block quite a few times. He's competed at some very high levels. 2-time All-American, 3-time NCAA qualifier. He was an ACC champion last year in 2020.
He's the guy for Virginia Tech. As he's been around for a while. Like I said, hometown guy. A minute left in this third round. Smith don't look like he has anything for Bolin. Not Smith, excuse me, Jordan.
Jordan working with 1 foot out of bounds.
They're just locked up. It's hand fighting. Which once you get to the heavier weights, it's more. As Bolin takes a shot, and he will turn it, he will get 2. Jordan's on his back, and he will go back to the position he was in the whole second round, laying there.
And that riding time just ticking.
Which at this point, he can't get up to another minute. It should be 3 minutes of riding time. It's 6-0.
He's looking for the pin.
He's looking for it. I don't think they're going to give it to him. I don't think he can get it because he is, as Jordan is getting up a little bit, and he will get his first point with an escape, 6-1. They will go out of bounds with 5 seconds remaining. As they messed up the clock, I believe. It's 10 seconds remaining. And it looks like they're just going to ride this one out.
Or not.
Bolin. Very.
Faked like he was going to go on the offensive, but that will do it.
That will do it as Bolin takes a huge lead for the Hokies. Win by decision.
Wow.
3:33 of
It will be
riding
a decision, so 3 points. Virginia Tech does take the lead, however, 13-12. But wow, partner, just talk about complete domination through an entire round, through an entire match.
I started that round 1 saying we haven't seen any lopsided ones since 33. Okay, I take that back. 33 wasn't lopsided anymore. That one was. There was nothing that Jordan could do to Bolin. Bolin he was on a different level than him just then. As we are now going into the 197.
The fun keeps coming.
Dakota Howard versus Gavin Hoffman as they will get started. Both redshirt juniors. Dakota Howard unranked. Gavin Hoffman for Ohio State. He is ranked 24 by Intermat. Obviously, Dakota Howard's got the nickname Junkyard Dog. He's one of the favorites around here.
And this is the second to last match of the night, partner, so huge.
Whatever happens in this one could be a huge decision, as in the heavyweight, we'll have Virginia Tech's man taking his Cassell debut as he transferred here this year. But we need to focus on what's happening right now, as the 197 will be huge to the side as they are within a point of each other. Virginia Tech up 13-12, of course, in team points.
Whistle blows, and it looks like we're going to get a blood timeout.
Dakota Howard, he qualified for the 2021 NCAA tournament. Gavin Hoffman, for him, he won 3 times in high school, the state championship in Pennsylvania, 35-17 on his career in college. Howard, only 5-7 in his first year starting as a Hokie last year. Placed 3rd at the ACC championship, really coming off, not really expecting to be much for the team, and then placing 3rd in the ACC championship, going on to nationals, and obviously getting some points in the Hokies so they could try to compete for that national championship last year.
And as we get going, Hoffman appears to be all right. That's good to see.
So they're fighting. I mean, these guys, seem like the bigger they get, the more aggressive they are, as we've seen just a lot more hand fighting in this one. They're not just locked up. They're hitting each other.
Whistle. And looks like you're going to get another blood in.
He's bleeding again.
Looks like they couldn't quite stop it.
Cleaning up the mat a little bit now. So we're a minute into this round, the first round of this match, and we haven't seen much so far, but like you said, this is huge for either team. 13-12, as I've said. I mean, it's just this one, this one could be the winner for the night. Because you go up, if Howard, gets a decision, you're up 16-12, and then at the heavyweight, even if Ohio State wins with just a decision, they can't come back.
And go to Howard. The redshirt junior, but last season, his first year as a starter, he went 5-7, did qualify for the NCAA, and also finished 3rd at the ACC championship.
Yeah, it was awesome. Was there an injury, I believe, last year, or was that just his first year starting?
That was just his first year starting.
Okay.
Made his debut back in competed in 2019. Made his dual debut in 2019. The Moss Arts Center, a favorite venue of Virginia Tech for wrestling.
That's awesome. Every year they go to the Moss Arts Center and have just a different location in Cassell. As there's some action here, there might get a takedown as Hoffman has Howard's leg, trying to flip him.
Howard trying to keep his balance here.
Howard, he's twisted up like a pretzel.
Lost a leg strap.
As he's just trying to get out of bounds. And nothing will happen right there. He's still got his leg, but he's got him. He's getting on top. So I believe Howard will try to get the reset going out of bounds, but Hoffman is not budging. He's pushing him. And now Howard's kind of on top, but he goes out of bounds as we will reset here at the center of the mat.
Little late on. I was waiting for the official to call. A little late on the whistle. It looked like Howard had a leg go out and come right back in. They kept it going, and it looks like we might get another blood timeout.
Wow. The fans seem upset about that one for some reason. Not really nothing you can do about a blood timeout, but a minute 18 in the slow round one due to some stoppage of the play. Still 0-0.
Getting a lot of our first these past few matchups. All of our blood timeouts have come in this round. All of our stalls came in the round prior, in the match prior.
And that's kind of hard to believe. We're into the 9th or 10th, and we're still having first. Of course, blood's not something you see every day. It's like, obviously, they were taking some more shots there at the beginning. It's, accidents happen. Obviously, that's not a part.
Those big guys hit hard.
I'd be scared to face off against one of them. I know that. As they will go back to the center of the mat and start off again. As they're still being just aggressive. As Howard grabs his leg. He's trying to get it. He's had him flip for a second. But Hoffman had the quick move to avoid the points. As Hoffman kind of has control now. Howard just has his legs wrapped around Hoffman. Just trying to. And that will be 2 for Hoffman. And 1 for the escape for Howard. As Hoffman finally got that leg of Howard and got him to just go down enough to get those 2 points.
Just barely enough.
And like we said, this is huge for Ohio State as a whole because they need this win. They need it because heavyweight, it would have to come down to something crazy. Like we said, Hoffman's ranked 24th. Obviously, he would be the favorite in this matchup against Howard, but Howard just doesn't have really the matches under his belt to, really decide how good he's going to be. But obviously, he's been pretty good for Tech and getting that starting spot once again this year. As they will go out of bounds with 19 seconds left in this round. Ohio State, Hoffman leading 2-1.
Hoffman with a major decision over UNC, taking down Mark Chade 14-13 back on November 3rd. Did not play. Neither of these guys participated when the two teams met back in 2019.
And this round, the clocks will run out. 2-1 for Hoffman, as there just wasn't a lot going on right there. I mean, there was a lot going on, but it's equally offensive as defensive. And really nothing to get going until Hoffman got that one shot on Howard, as Howard will start on the bottom. Hoffman started off a little bit too early.
Be big for Howard if he can get the escape here, tie it up at 2 apiece.
And that's exactly what he's looking for right here. And obviously, Hoffman's probably going to try to get some riding time right now. That first takedown, he only got 3 seconds of riding time. Just let him ride it back up. And he will do that. He will try to ride him out as Howard already escaped. And it'll be 2-2, a minute 50 remaining in the second round. Bit of hand fighting going on. Hoffman takes a shot, but Howard perfectly defends it. Now they're just kind of on the ground doing the same thing, making some slow moves, trying to see what they can get. As both these guys as Howard's going for his leg, he escapes. They're both fighting right now, very aggressive.
Very almost out of bounds, dancing around the edge of the mat.
Dancing for sure. They were just fighting back and forth. Now this is the most aggression we've seen all year.
And another blood timeout, it looks like.
Another blood timeout. Like I said, I don't understand why the Hokie fans are upset about that. There's not much you can do. And it's not like, really as a fan, you're not pulling for a disqualification. You don't want to win on that. Two, almost halfway through the second round. Of course, Howard doesn't have a takedown. He has the 2 escape points. Hoffman has the takedown. Virginia Tech leading overall 13-12 as we will get back underway here. And Howard gets a quick leg. Hoffman not letting him have the points. Ref still says nothing. And it will remain that way as they are both interlocked in the center of the mat. Howard could be in danger if he would flip that, and he's escaped. Still nothing.
Escapes the grip, doesn't get the escape.
Yes. It's Howard. They're both just kind of running their ground game right now.
Coming up on 30 seconds to go here.
They will call stalemate.
Good call. I'd say didn't look like you were going to get much out of that.
I thought they was going to lay there for the next 30 seconds, so that was a good call as they will go back at it once again with aggression, both of them. Last time we saw a lot of defense out of Bolin. Now we're seeing a lot of offense as Howard's got his leg. And he put him on his back. Nothing. And it'll still be nothing. No points going either way, even though both
Hoffman tried to go through the back door there.
Wrestlers, as they'll call another stall with 5 seconds in the round. Both of them are making attacks. They're just they're getting right there. There's not enough to get the points, as this will more than likely be 2-2.
And we've got another blood timeout.
Wow.
I've called matches like that, partner. I called one back in high school. We had maybe, I don't know if we had as many blood timeouts, but I remember they were certainly lengthier.
Yeah, this was. Maybe they need to take a lengthy one at the end of this round, trying to fix him up. As this has been two aggressive guys, something we haven't seen all day. Usually it's one or the other, one of them blocking shots. This has just been two aggressive guys absolutely go at it, and obviously that something happened in the beginning. Hoffman took a shot off the face, been bleeding this whole round.
And he's facing away from us, so we don't exactly have a good vantage point of where he's bleeding from.
It looks somewhere in the face. I would assume that came off the quick jabs they had at the beginning of the round. They're cleaning it up once again. As this has probably been the longest match we've had today. Just because of the timeouts.
Solely spurred on by the blood timeouts, yes, sir.
And I'll tell you, this is one, like almost every other match, I would say 6 out of 8 matches so far came down to the last round. And this will be another one. 2-2 with 5 seconds left. It doesn't get better than this.
Have a whole third round to play.
Doesn't get better than this. It has been excellent wrestling here today in Cassell Coliseum, and we've been blessed to get to watch this and call this match.
Both teams come out and put on a show tonight.
A show indeed, as they will start back, 5 seconds run off, and it'll be interesting to see what happens right here. Hoffman will be taking the bottom. Maybe he's hoping for a quick point right there.
No, they're gonna take neutral.
As the same thing as last matchup in the third round. Point awarded for Ohio State because he just let him get up. Howard wants to take down.
You think that might be why?
And he's trying. It looks like Hoffman's kind of in control, got his torso all locked up as Howard's kind of struggling. But I'm telling you, Hoffman could easily go to his back right now. Let's change up real quick, but they will call a stalemate. Nothing was happening. Right call right there as Hoffman has a 3-2 lead, which is huge.
Sammy Sosa coming off the bench there in the middle of that match. Give his teammates some advice, I guess.
Let's go Hokies chant starting again.
Again, this is a crucial matchup here.
The junkyard dog, Dakota Howard, hometown favorite. They want him to do something, and he's going to have to for Hokie Nation for them as another stalling call happens. They want something to happen here, and not a lot has happened. Hoffman goes for a shot. Howard's got his leg. He's got to do something. He's got his leg so many times today. Just haven't been able to do something.
I'm not sure what kind of grip Howard had on it. Hoffman just pulled his leg, but clean out, shot out.
And we've seen that, 4 or 5 times this match. We've seen Howard get the shot, be inches away.
Well, again, you see as
Latona will hype up the crowd. Crowd's electric now. Howard needs to feed off that and do something quick.
You see Hoffman with the lead right now. You wonder if that looms large for Howard, given the decision to just let him up at the start of the round.
Yeah, that was a tough decision, which obviously, I mean, Howard wants to win. They're both knotted up, 25 seconds remaining. Another stalling call. It's been stalemate. Apologies. I'm getting into it too much. As they will go into it again. As they want something to happen quick. There's 15 seconds left. He's got his leg.
10 seconds.
Howard needs to make a play. 10 seconds left. They're all locked up. He's got to make a play right now if he wants to win.
Hoffman just trying to ride it out, and he will.
And Hoffman rode it out for the win. As Howard needs something to happen right there. Ohio State retakes the team lead, and this comes down to the last matchup of the day between the heavyweights.
Would you have it any other way?
I mean,
with how this duel has gone, would you have it any other way than to come down to the very final matchup?
And to go upon that, two ranked wrestlers right here.
Again.
14-7. Traxler for Virginia Tech. He's a transfer. This is first match at Cassell. And then we got Orndorff for Ohio State. He's also transferred 2 seasons ago to Ohio State from Utah Valley.
He's a native of Spokane, Washington, so from Spokane, Washington, transferred in from Utah Valley University. Sure, my boy. I'm sure he's got some decent frequent flyer miles.
Absolutely. For Traxler, he comes in from Stanford, was it? And
so two fellas from the West Coast.
Yep, both West Coast now wrestling here on the East Coast. Traxler's a redshirt senior. He has qualified for the NCAA 4 times. I would assume this is his 5th year due to COVID. I would assume that's how he got that 5th year of eligibility. He's ranked 14th, 2019 Pac-12 champion. I mean, maybe he's looking to add another trophy ACC champion at the end of this year. He's 4-0 this year. Like I said, this is his Cassell debut against this awesome crowd. I'm not sure how wrestling is on the West Coast, but the East Coast, we got it rocking, and he's about to experience it.
And again, a tough task ahead of him against the fellow ranked Tate Orndorff, 44-13 all-time at Utah Valley, 16-11 thus far all-time in his career at Ohio State.
16-24 overall.
Orndorff participated against UNC as well, defeated number 33 Brandon Whitman of the Tar Heels. And talk about a close matchup. That was a decision, but only 2-0.
Yeah, that was a close one right there, and he's obviously looking to come and steal the win for Ohio State. Traxler trying to come in, become a new hometown favorite. I mean, if you're a Virginia Tech wrestling fan, this could be your new favorite wrestler after tonight.
So it all comes down to this.
And it is electric here, just as we predicted.
Any type of decision by Ohio State would clinch it. A decision, the bare minimum, a decision for Virginia Tech. And they knock off number 9 Ohio State.
It's exactly how you wanted this to play out. Comes down to the last matchup of the night. I mean, come on.
17th all-time meeting between these two teams. Virginia Tech, only 3 wins out of those 17 only 3 wins out of the previous 16 meetings. Looking for number 4 tonight. And Ohio State looking to right the wrong of 2019.
I'll tell you, we couldn't have wrote this any better as the heavyweights go underway.
At heavyweight for Ohio State, Tate Orndorff. And for the Hokies, Nathan Traxler.
Hollywood movies aren't scripted as good as this.
I mean, if you're writing a wrestling movie about Nathan Traxler, right, here's his moment. Coming into Cassell, win the fans over after 4 years at Stanford. Let's go, Hokies.
And the Virginia Tech Spirit Squad getting the crowd going here.
As this is huge. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan and you're watching this tonight, listen to this. I mean, this is awesome. This is awesome.
You know, you would not even be affiliated with Virginia Tech or Ohio State, but you're still watching this matchup and being very entertained.
As a lot of wrestling fans are, you know, they just want to watch those big matchups. I mean, you know, you tune into this one and, you know, Ohio State or Virginia Tech would have been up big. You might have tuned out. But this is heavyweight versus heavyweight for the win.
And Traxler, nifty spin move to break free from the deadlock, but they ended up right back in it.
Minute 10 in and nothing so far. Both of them. And then you can definitely tell this is as Orndorff tries to make a move, but he just can't move the Traxler.
Talk about walking the line of out of bounds. Official watching closely.
I tell you get these heavyweight matchups, it's what you see. There's just a lot of, they just lock up, and you know, it's. I mean, I don't care how big you are. It'd be hard to move a guy that weighs 285 pounds. As both of them are clearly not getting a shot.
Have you ever seen have you ever seen two mountains run into each other?
I have right now. It's exactly what's happening right now.
They reset after the stalemate, and I have a feeling it probably won't be the last.
No, you're absolutely right on that one, as they're just locked up, stride for stride. They're not as, you know, they're not going for many like punches this last round, as we had a lot of quick action in this one, as Orndorff tries to go for Traxler's leg, but Traxler's just backing up. Orndorff's making some moves. Traxler's playing some defense. As Traxler goes for some offense right there, tries to grab his leg, but Orndorff does not allow, and they will be right back up, locked up a little bit different, and they are out of bounds.
Well out of bounds.
I was waiting for the call. I thought it was about to happen. Didn't happen. Well, then it did. 22 seconds as Orndorff got the stalling warning, I believe. 15 seconds left. Nothing happening in this first round here. All locked up. And this round will play off with absolutely nothing. Maybe 5 shots taken by each guy. Maybe not even that. Just good defense on both sides, and you can't move. They're having a hard time moving each other. Orndorff will take the bottom.
Orndorff placed 5th at the Big Ten Championship last year, 7th in the NCAA. Wonder what you do here. And it looks like,
I mean, Traxler's trying to get that ride time. Orndorff
I mean, with how little offense was going in that first round, I don't think you give him the escape here.
Oh, absolutely not. You don't know if you can get that 1 point back. You're just trying to get that ride time up.
Which he is doing right now.
And he is. But, I mean, the way the first round went, I'm not sure if there's going to be a takedown in this. It could come down to ride time, and he is adding that up right now. Not letting him escape. Orndorff just can't really do anything. He's slowly standing up, slowly. And they will run out of bounds right before he can get the escape. I thought he had it, and Traxler worked him out of bounds right at the perfect time.
Traxler just barely in the nick of time.
As they will both go back down to the same way they were at the start of this round. And I tell you, that was just in the nick of time to get out of bounds. Traxler. Orndorff trying to get back up. He tries to roll out of it. Traxler's not letting him. Somersault right there by Orndorff, and Traxler said no.
As that puts Traxler over a minute of riding time.
Which I would assume the next round, Orndorff will probably be riding Traxler. They will come down to that escape right there. He's just not letting him up. He is dominating him right now. Every time he tries, he's not allowed. And he finally, a minute 18 into the ride, Orndorff will get the escape. As they are both locked up at the center of the mat again. 33 seconds left in the round.
23 seconds to go. But the way this is going, that doesn't leave a lot of time for anything to happen.
It doesn't. I think next round for Orndorff, I mean, you're probably going to try to ride, get that under a minute, and then it could very easily be 1-1 going into the final minute of this because nothing is happening with 3, 2, 1. This round ends. Orndorff up 1-0 with the escape after a minute 18 of ride time. If you're Traxler right here, you're trying to get the quick escape.
And then there was one.
1 round left to decide it all. You can't ride it better than this.
For all the marbles in the bag tonight.
Now, if you're Traxler, trying to escape in under 18 seconds, keep that ride time, because that could be the deciding factor. If you're Orndorff, you're going to ride him out.
Instantly.
Traxler stands up quick. He's going to hand fight him off. He can do it, and he does! He's got a minute and 11 of ride time. It's all tied up 1-1 as he's playing some offense now. Looks like he might try to throw him.
Trying to get him off balance, just barely out of bounds.
He's got him on the leg, but they're both inbounds, out of bounds. He's got him up. He's got to make a move. And he will not get the call.
Those of y'all listening at home, I hope you can hear the tremendous roar that erupted.
I didn't feel the need to say anything right there.
And it looks like they're going to review it.
They are going to review that right there.
Tony Roby issuing a challenge, it looks like.
I mean, you have to challenge that. It's so close. It's for the match. It's for the whole, for the whole matchup tonight. Like, this is such a crucial part. If they give him this, that could very well be the match, and that would be huge.
Virginia Tech 1-0 currently on reviews tonight. This is the second review we've had all evening.
I'm not. Was the first one a challenge, or was that just a?
It was an automatic review.
Okay, that's what I thought. So this is the first time you kind of throw in the review flag, whatever they're throwing out there, and
as not near as long as it was last time. They say no takedown.
No takedown. Hokie fans upset. I mean, it looked like it did earlier. They've been calling that unless you have them completely down. He hasn't been calling it. It'll be 1-1 with a minute 30 left.
I mean, personally, it looked like they were out of bounds well before that.
Traxler gets taken down a little bit, still no points. Kind of looks the same way as wherever Traxler almost got that takedown. And Orndorff will be rewarded 2 points as he finally gets the first takedown of the match with a minute 5 remaining.
Traxler just trying to get out of bounds from the looks of things.
He's trying to escape. That ride time's under a minute now. Traxler will have to make a move.
He's got to get up. And there's your out of bounds.
Out of bounds with 56 seconds left. Orndorff up 3-1. Ohio State up 3-1. This is for all the marbles. Traxler starts on the bottom. He's going to have to do something quick. He's going to get up and make a move because he don't have a lot of time.
No, and it looks like Orndorff got started early. Well, Virginia Tech bench saying he got started early.
45 seconds left. Orndorff trying to ride him out. They're up. They're standing position now. He's just trying to escape it, and they walk out of bounds as they will reward Traxler a point.
And I'll tell you what, Tom Ryan, he was not having it.
He was not.
Wonder if he'll maybe initiate a challenge here.
Oh, he's upset over that one. You can see that on his face from here.
As one official over by the scoring table, talking to our good buddy Jackson Didlick.
As Traxler start in the bottom position with 38 seconds left, down 3-2. If he can get this escape, potential overtime, he's just got to get the escape. He tries to reverse it, nothing.
Great effort by Orndorff, keeping him pinned on the ground. He's got under 30 seconds.
Orndorff's keeping him pinned down. They're slowly standing up. Slowly. As he nearly escapes, and they go out of bounds. Very close to escape right there. And now with only 13 seconds left, they're going to have to make a move quick, which is not something that's happened this whole match.
Right to the wire.
If he can get a quick escape, potential overtime, I wouldn't think anything else would happen. Orndorff trying to ride him out. Traxler trying to get that quick escape. Let's see what happens right here. Tries the reversal. He's standing up. 8 seconds left. They're not giving it to him. As Orndorff rode him out for the win for the whole night. Seems like Hokie Nation wanted that escape, but they did not get it as Traxler in his first match at Cassell Coliseum unfortunately loses for him for Ohio State.
What a remarkable showing by the Buckeyes.
It was absolutely awesome tonight. They're booing Orndorff as he goes, shakes the hands of the Hokie coaches.
So that is the match. Ohio State wins at 17-13. And for the Hokies, no rest for the weary. They're right back here tomorrow afternoon. We're right back here tomorrow afternoon with them.
We'll be right back here at 1 o'clock tomorrow. The Hokies will be taking on Gardner-Webb. And
again, just what an absolutely exhilarating night of wrestling. Oh, hold on.
Everyone was leaving the stadium.
Hold the phone.
There will be an extra match. Is this for points? Are they doing it for what's?
Well, it looks like the crowd is filing out, so
I would believe this was just a little quick matchup right here.
They don't even have the weight listed.
Yeah. As we were saying, we will be back here tomorrow as the Hokies take on Gardner-Webb at 1 o'clock.
They said at the end that the match was final, so I believe this could be consolations, not the exhibition match.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think that's all for us since we don't really have anything on these guys. Ohio State takes the win over Virginia Tech 17-13 in a huge matchup today.
Ohio State took the 125, VT the 133. Then back to the Buckeyes, 141. Sort of just constantly trading off all through the night. And just an absolutely amazing night of wrestling. We are very grateful we got to witness this.
Yeah, I mean, if you couldn't wish for anything better, if you were told me to write a book on what would have happened tonight, that's exactly what's going to happen. It comes down to the last 8 seconds for the whole the whole matchup today. Like, that was just insane, and that was awesome that we got to be here today. Awesome if you're an Ohio State fan, maybe not so much if you're a Hokies fan. But Hokies are hoping to come to Cassell tomorrow and get a win against Gardner-Webb. What's next for Ohio State?
Ohio State, they're back in action Tuesday, November 23rd in Columbus as they take on Notre Dame College.
Obviously, Ohio State plans on continue rolling against them. Virginia Tech hoping to bounce back tomorrow as we'll be here with them. For 3304 Sports, I'm Ethan Owens. It's Aidan Butler alongside me. Have a good night.